Howdy y'all, Michael here. Today is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. I'm in Allen, Texas. More specifically, I am at Cabelas, which is the world's foremost outfitter. So let's go check it out together. Come hang out with me. As I stated before, Cabelas calls themselves the world's foremost outfitters. Cabelas is a store similar to Bass Pro Shops. In fact, a few years ago, they were actually bought out by Bass Pro Shops. And today is September 11th, 21 years after the Twin Towers fell and the Pentagon was attacked. And they do honor that here as well. In the front here, they have tons of flags on display. And they even on the entrance here. That's pretty nice. They even have a place to put your ducks in a row. And room for 6 friends. And it's 4-wheel drive at that. All that for $22,724 with easy payments of $332 a month. Ever like Bass Pro? This place is huge. Let's go head to the camping gear first. So for those who like to process their own meat, they have all the equipment here to butcher and create your own sausage, you name it. It's all here. Or any type of cooking you're into. Got the Coleman stoves here. The original camp stoves. Little lodge. Iron skillets. All of your camping gear here. I actually have these for my eggs at home. Just little knickknacks. If you're into freeze-dried meals, they got the whole gamut of them here. Including the Mountain House variety, which I prefer. Including the breakfast skillet. Breakfast skillet is actually one of my favorites, and they recently changed the formula here to now they're gluten-free. So they've changed the flour that they're putting in there if they have flour. Little tidbit for you: if you see xanthan gum in the ingredient list, that product is more likely to be gluten-free. In fact, you look at the allergens at the bottom, it contains milk and egg. Of course, they carry everything from Stanley to Yeti, even their own product. Here's a Cabela's branded ice chest. I'll probably hold ice for quite a while. With bottle openers on top in the straps. 2 of them. So you can open 2 bottles at a time. I was talking to one of the salespeople here, Evan. Evan, shout out to you. Appreciate you showing me this stuff. These coolers, they are quite a bit more expensive. Let me see if I can get this thing open with one hand. So you have a pressure relief valve. So what happens is if you get a really cold setup going here, the temperature difference will really make it seal. And you see this rubber gasket? Most coolers do not have rubber gaskets like that, your Colemans and your Igloos. But when you start going the higher price range, they do have the gasket to where they seal so tight, you need this pressure relief valve to get them open easier. So, very cool feature I didn't know about. But he also told me that Cabelas is made by Grizzly. In fact, there's the logo for Grizzly right there. And they do pretty well, especially when they fall out of the back of a pickup. So something to think about. You're going out camping or whatever, you're going to drop your cooler once in a while. So nice to have some durability for it, and it's bear resistant. 400 bucks. That's what they price them around. And they do have a whole camping section here with backpacks, and if you're into hiking, to being in intense situations, even little camp heaters. And that's a nice heater to have. They actually had the whole lineup at the Thermacell mosquito repellents. It's not something that you have to spray on yourself, but I've heard these things work pretty well. And the pricing, I think it's the same as Walmart, so it's not bad pricing here. I need to pick up one of these. Mosquitoes love me. Do they love you? Let me know in the comments. More camping gadgets here. Just tons of them. Earlier we saw some of them for cooking, but this is more just for general camping here. Little things you don't think about that you should always have in your repertoire is to have some kind of headlamp. And they have a whole series of them here. But I like a headlamp that's the regular bright light as well as a red light. So if you're in the night, you want to keep your night vision up. Consider getting one that's both the white and the red. So another thing that I keep telling my volunteers If you have a really bright flashlight, do not shine against anything white and do not shine in other people's faces. Even for a brief second, you just kill their night vision. They even have portable showers here, so if you need a nice warm shower, you can have one out in nature using something like this for $160. Now this is kind of cool right here. Pretty light. It's a portable garbage bag holder. It's a trash can, but it takes very little space. That might be worth it right there. Takes the standard kitchen trash bags. And they have shoes and shoes galore for as far as the eye can see here. Including some Crocs. I wouldn't mind owning a pair of Crocs. I've heard Crocs with socks are awesome, but they're also $55. And a little tip, I love these wool socks. Wool, even when wet, still has its insulation value, so definitely worth having a pair of wool socks, or not four, or $5 a pair at 20 bucks for 4 of them. Well worth it. I have some Cabelas socks myself, and they're very comfortable, and I use them with my hunting boots. And if you're curious where the fishing section is, this is the fishing section. And that was just the first row. There's a lot more here. They even have the nice tables you can use to clean your fish for $130. If I had some lake property, I would think about buying that. That's very nice. And my friend Cabela got me started fishing with the rooster tails. And this one's a great one. It's kind of a green, yellow, orange with spots, gold spinner, and a chartreuse tail. Especially when you have overcast skies, that seems to really work very well. There's also a purple one, which I don't see right now, that works pretty well with overcast skies. And the ones that he really got me hooked on, pardon the pun, but this one right here, it's a red rooster tail with a silver shaft and a silver spinner. That thing works wonderfully well. So it's a good one to start with. Start with the small ones and you can move up to the big ones, but definitely a good place to start with. Of course, they were 99 cents when I started back in the 90s with my friend Kelbert. And some of these are a little pricey. That's $4.19. Good grief. So you saw the side-by-sides outside, but they sell side-by-sides. They sell four-wheelers like this, ATVs, including smaller ones for children like that. And every style you can imagine. Canoes, paddle boats. Those are fun. And big boats as well. I like them all. Bass Pro sells the trackers and the nitros, I know that, and I believe the Sunseekers, but Cabelas will also sell Ranger boats, which are beautiful high-end boats, top of the line. Here's one for about $71,000. But they are very well built, very nice boats. In fact, you want to take some buddies, this one takes, what, 5 extra people? Or 5 people altogether? That's a nice setup. I was just noticing on this Ranger boat, the steps here. That's very nice to get up in the boat there. I mentioned the Sun Trackers. Sun Trackers are a pontoon boat, so love pontoon boats when you're hanging out with your friends at the lake. It's the way to go. They also have the Tahoe brand, which is more of a deck boat, similar to a pontoon, but it's a regular boat on the bottom. Even has a little thing to pull a ski or a float in the back here, apart from the motor. This is what the inside of that boat looks like. It's basically just chilling on the lake kind of boat. This is probably a little closer to my price range. Well, this is a John boat. Put a little electric trolling motor on the side here, or at the end rather. So you got wiring there for it. Okay, y'all seen these pool noodles, the skinny ones. But then you get the little thicker ones. Look at the size of these. They're huge. They're really huge. It's almost as wide as my and hide my face behind that. Definitely got all the different paddles for the kayaks here. And kayaks galore. Always a good idea to have waterproof cases for your equipment. There's some fun fish fighters here. A lot of them have GPS to where you can see where you are. You see a little tree right there. These are fish. Yeah, I'd say the boating section is pretty huge here too. Got a little bit of everything boating related. Well, there's something I really haven't seen out in the wild, but I see them sold at these stores, are these mountain bikes, but they're like huge tires here. These are for hunting, so they're electric mountain bikes. Get your gear in and out. But I would think a side-by-side is more practical, but they keep selling these, so somebody's buying them. Full camo gear on them too. And they're not cheap. So you need generators? They got generators. They got quite a few Champion generators here. Some of them open frame. These all appear to be open frame. Now they got some inverter generators too. If you're going to camping, use an inverter generator. They're a lot quieter and the power is clean. Especially if you're using electronics. Always go for an inverter generator. These open frame ones, they're okay for construction sites, but I wouldn't put anything electronic on them. Now, I've had a 29-gallon aquarium. I've had a 1-gallon aquarium, but nothing with fish this big. These things are huge. That would put up a fight if you get one on the hook. Look at this guy. Here's my hand up against glass, and he's a little ways from the glass. They're beautiful fish though. And lots of them. And that is one of 2 large aquariums they have up here. But they do have a lot of taxidermy here. Amazing as some of these animals that are taxidermy are from years and years ago. Sometimes beginning of the 20th century. That's how long they last. Well, I say there's another aquarium here, but I may be wrong. Oh, there's one on this side in the back. They even have a mountain lion right there. And one's way up there. Yeah, this is the other aquarium. Got some big ones and small ones in here. And don't worry, they're well fed. See a lot of reflection of the lights right here though. So they ain't close to see in here. Still got reflection of lights. Look at this guy down here. He's got a big old head. So I would say that Cabelas more caters towards the hunter and Bass Pro more towards the fisherman. But more and more, it's becoming a good mix for both of them. But if you want to get hunting gear, either one of them, you can find what you're looking for. Lots of targets for you bow hunters. Just want to practice in your backyard or your property. Here's one for a crossbow. And plenty of stands here to get up a little higher. So if you're into archery or bow hunting, just one shoot around. They even have an archery range back here. Don't know many places with an indoor archery range, but this is one of them. They even have setups for bow fishing here. I've never been bow fishing. If you have, let me know in the comments what draws you to bow fishing. So I got everything for safety during hunting. So if you hunt in public grounds around there, you have to have so much orange on you. If you're on private, you can use full camo. Public, you need to have your hat and maybe a safety vest, so other hunters don't think you're an animal. But they have all the major brands here, and then some. They also have a Red Hen, which my first set of camo gear was Red Hen, or Red Head rather. I actually have a jacket similar to this vest where it will be the Redhead, or True Timber in this case, with safety orange on the inside, so you can just use it in either private or public property. Yes, they have plenty of hunting tools out here. I'm going to call it that because I've noticed other YouTubers censoring the word that starts with the letter G and has 2 letters behind it. I don't know if that's a monetization issue or people get offended by that word, but that's part of life down here in Texas. And it seems like every outfitter I've been to sells Black Rifle coffee. At least the large multi-unit outfitters such as Cabelas, Shields, and Bass Pro Shops. But that is good coffee. They got a pretty good sized toy collection here too. When I say toys, I mean toys. These are children's toys. Lots and lots of toys here. The toy section even has an adult toy section. Washer toss, cornhole, and games I've never seen before. Beanbag buckets. I've never seen that before. One thing we got plenty of here in Texas is weather, so there are weather stations here. And wind chimes as well. And bird feeders, if that's your thing. They even have the nice smelling candles here. And candles made out of beer bottles. This is Torch Products. And they got the Blood Orange IPA. The Lawberry Lambic, and the Black Forest Lager. They even have you foodies covered here, everything from pickled items to hot sauces and nuts and candies here. They even have an impressive pet selection here. I thought this was a candy section, but it's all pet treats. Got a little bit of everything here for you. There's so much more out here. I can't show you everything in a single video. Definitely worth making a visit out here if you get a chance. Thanks for hanging out with me. Every time I go to the store, I tend to spend a little bit, but not every time. I got a little more willpower in that. But I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. But for now, y'all take care, be safe, and bye.